Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Back from quite an emotional weekend at the caravan, saying cheerio to everybody and shutting the caravan down, having to bring all the stuff home, which has created more mess. We're already in a mess with having to put the shed stuff in storage. We've got more stuff now than we need, but I'm sure we'll cope. It's going to give me now more time to spend with the fish and building the ponds, etc. Because I should imagine in the last 10 years we probably spent 40 weekends each year at the caravan, and sometimes weeks, 5 days, whatever we fancied doing. Got of the beetroot there, the gromo to swim into view. But there's 3 in there. I did tell you which fish I'm going to put in, so there's a tancho in there, the gromo as you've just seen, and the goshki tancho goshki which lost its red spot. So at the moment we've got a temporary setup. I've got an air pump there set up, and I put that on a box. At the moment I'm using the box for something else, so I will show you what I'm doing. Another reason for showing you the front pond. This side of the pond, which is not in the sun, if you put your hand on the fiberglass, feels quite cool. You go to the other side, the sun's on it and it's absorbing the heat. Now, I don't know whether the fish go over that side because it's warmer, but I'm wondering if I should actually insulate it and put cladding on it. That was my plan. But as it is, it does feel a lot warmer on that side of the pond. So I don't know whether to do it or not. I've obviously got plans for making it look a bit better, putting a top on a lid type, which I can just lift up with a mesh. Because obviously I don't want any kids or anything going into the pond because it's on the front garden, as anybody who's watched the videos before will know. I am planning on reinstating this pond for the smaller fish that I buy, and today I'm going to just show you what we've done in the garden. Neglected that obviously because of doing the shed. I'll show you what I've done with the shed, and I'll also show you the little fish out of the garage which I'm thinking of putting into that pond. So here they are. I'll try and get you a bit of a view of them and see if I can catch a few. This is one of them. He's a little fat one, this one. He likes his food. Nice looking fish. He's a bit calmer than the others, but yeah, not a bad looking fish. This one's a bit messy, I think. I think he's a Kyocera, but they're coming on to say I've only had them since July when they were very tiny. I'm assuming this is a Pirachina or Piracini. Well, you don't want to be in there, but still nice. I think when I put them in this bigger pond, they'll come on quite well. There is a small shower in here somewhere. I think there's a shower anyway. It looks very clean, and they've got a bit of a coating on them, but they don't feel really heavily slimed. And then there's my favourite, which is this Kajaku. He is a Japanese koi, but he's the only one that survived from the lot. When I bought him, they'd got sleeping sickness. But yeah, nice looking fish. I think he'll be alright in that pond with those. Their pond in the garage were running at 10, and this one outside is running about 8, but the one on the back is only at 6. It'll be obvious when we go round there because I don't get any sun. But Yeah, there they are, and they're going to be relocated into this front pond. Just not sure about that Kajaku. I'd like to think I could put them in back pond, but I'll do that when weather warms up, I think. I don't really want to mix them, but I don't know. Not a bit unsure about it, let's put it that way. So what I'll do, I'll take you on to the back and let you know what I've been doing with shed and whatever. Obviously I've lost 4 or 5 days because of being at the caravan. Right, here we go. On the back now, not pulled the net back because I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. They're not doing a lot because we had a heavy frost this morning. But as you can see, that side of the pond's still in the shade. As you come down here, you can see it's not, but this is where I put blanket answer last year, and it stayed white for ages, but there's hardly any algae growth. If I move along just there, you'll be able to see that. Loads of it. So where it's settled and stayed, it's not produced a lot of algae again. But it does look like there's a bit of blanket weed coming down there. I doubt you can see that. But anyway, these fish look well enough. If I just spin you around now, the garden looks a complete tip. I've covered the owl up. That lot's still there, the rubbish. But the shed outside is finished, and just there I've put some onion sets in. But at this time of year, all you gardeners, you should now have your potatoes in a position where they're chitting. I always put mine in the front window, on the front window ledge in one of the bedrooms to start them chitting, and the tomatoes and the cucumbers are now up there as well. I put 3 seeds in each pot and see how we go with that. But I only did these yesterday. I put these, I might put some glass around it to help them come on a bit, but I put the netting round to stop the pigeons coming along and pulling them out. Then hammered with the washing. Anyway, the shed outside's finished. I put them little bits on the top. Hold a bit of painting needs doing there. On each corner just to set it off a bit. But inside, as you can see, there's the measuring tub I made. I've been using that as a bit of a table because I had all the electrics in there what I took out, and it's coming quite useful. It's kept them dry and everything, so I got that out of storage the other day and put the electrics in. I might run another spare off of that to this plug, but because I'd left everything pretty much wide up as it was, having extended the garage, the cable wasn't long enough, so I just put a new socket up there. You can see in the floor, hopefully, there, where I move the mains cable that comes in. It came out into the floor about somewhere around here, so I've dug it all out and repositioned it there so it can run up and feed the box again. Got the lighting and everything put back in, power points. And what I'm thinking of doing is, when I get round to it, panelling this off and maybe putting some boards in there and making some shelvings or cupboards, because my plan is that I'm going to have my grow on there. It's going to be 7 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot coming down that wall. I want it to come down there because I want my waste to go through that timber there to the outside. Obviously all that's concrete, so that's the only way I can get that down there to get that sorted out. Obviously the lighting is my old lighting, my fluorescence, what they say we might not be able to get hold of anymore. But I think some of this lends itself to making little cupboards. Put a bit of shelving in, put a door on it, and I might do that. Could probably do that both sides. It'll help me with what I do, but in here I normally have the freestanding shelving units, which stand in these corners. My net normally goes across that wall, but as I say, I was going to actually use self-leveling fluid and do all the floor, but I found that even though this floor looks a mess, because it was probably done in 4 different sections because of 4 different sheds I've had, but the only holler is around that area, so I might not bother. I might just fill a few holes in and then paint the floor. But as I say, the electrics is in. I'll go outside. I'll show you why I haven't been doing a deal of gardening. Is because my greenhouse is just chock-a-block with resins and everything else. Some of the lettuce is doing quite well, and I have now got this ready to start building a little tool shed in there, as I've told you before. But quite happy with how this shed looks, and obviously if anybody's been watching it, you have seen all this before anyway. But what I would like to say is thank you to all the new subscribers. I've actually gone over 400, which I'm chuffed to death about really, but yeah, thank you very much. And someone of you are making comments. I hope some people make some comments about the front pond, because I would like to know what your ideas are on whether to insulate it and clad it or leave it as it is, because as the summer comes along, that front pond's going to get a lot of sun. I might have to put some kind of cover over to stop the algae growth, I don't know, but I'll be able to do that when I do the lid, I suppose. So I have started doing a bit of gardening. It's first time I've really documented it this year, because obviously I've been really busy with everything else, and the reason I've done this video is to just show you that I'm on my way, and in a couple of weeks I expect this to look a lot better than what it is at the moment. There's still a skip load of soil to remove, but when you look at Vicky at Bubble and Fins, what an effort she's putting in to make a pond, now gobsmacked how well she's doing, because it's all as wet through. But yeah, there's the fish. Obviously we had the frosty morning, they weren't very happy, but please make a comment, let me know what you think. And to everybody who's going in the grow on, good luck with that, because I'm going to build a new grow on pond, probably to start it next week. And I know Tony at Farm Koi, we've had a few bits of banter about it, but then I got double six this morning when I put a message out saying that I'm going to build the Winners Grow On pond. If nobody knows what grow on I'm going in, it's the one from New Forest and Vince at Twisted Koi. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think there is some places left. So if anybody wants to try it, 100 fish to grow on and be judged, I think next October. So if you want to have a look at that, you can join the competition. You'll come second at best, but we'll see how we go. So I hope you enjoy this. I know it's a bit messy, but it weren't really planned. I just needed to get you to see something and let you know what I'm planning on doing. So I'm going to say cheerio and enjoy your week, and it is going to warm up lovely for Thursday. Thank you. Bye bye.